Funding provided by
Musco Lighting is honored to support Iowa PBS. We're an Iowa company that lights local schools, community fields, and stadiums, arenas, and venues in more than 125 countries. While our reach is global, our commitment is local.
And by Fairway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fairway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fairway.com.
Across Iowa, hundreds of neighborhood banks strive to serve their communities, provide jobs, and help local businesses. Iowa banks are proud to back the life you build. Learn more at iowabankers.com.
With our Iowa roots and Midwestern values, Farmers Mutual Hail is committed to offering innovative farm insurance for America's farmers, just as we have for 6 generations. Farmers Mutual Hail, America's crop insurance company.
From Iowa's capital city, welcome back to another highly anticipated year of Iowa PBS coverage of the Iowa High School Girls State Basketball Championships right here at Wells Fargo Arena in downtown Des Moines. Hello, everybody. I'm Paul Yeager, glad to have you here at our on-site sports desk as we tip off 2 days of coverage with now 5 classes of girls basketball championship games. Tonight, we'll go with a doubleheader as 2 teams from Class 5A and 2 from 3A battle it out on the hardwood, while the state's 4A, 2A, and 1A teams go head-to-head tomorrow on your statewide network, Iowa PBS. Let's jump in here a little bit early for our pregame show, and we're going to bounce right into tonight's matchups and see how the contenders battled their way through the week's semifinals. Waukee beat Centennial in the opener, and Johnston flew past Valley on Monday. Early on for Waukee, it's Kristen Haupt with the step-back 3. That is key for Waukee. And then Gentry Williams inside to Sophia Hope for the put-in. And now Johnston, Eiley Tankey, an outstanding player who committed a long time ago for her college, fights through the rebound, puts it back, and then Jenica Lewis, a player we'll talk about a lot, and her 35 collegiate offers. The super soft gets the steal, then she dishes up to Jalea Kinnitz for the layup. Dragons up 15 at the half. Waukee tries to dial up the 3, or at least some good shots. They open up with Lydia Smith. There's just too much defense and a whole lot of offense. That's Aaliyah Riley to Eiley Tankey for 3. You know what? How about I say that again? Lewis this time for Tankey on the 3, and Tankey again from the logo, the Girls Union logo. Tankey would end up with 19, and the future Cyclone helped the Johnston Dragons get into the title game with a 74-33 win. The record puts the Dragons at 75-2 in the last 3 years. They would play the winner of this one. It'd be Dowling Catholic, as the Maroons knocked off last year's 5A champ Pleasant Valley, and the Cedar Falls Tigers, well, they beat second-seeded Davenport North to advance. Early on, Gabby Hanks, the drive and score. And then the future Drake Bulldog, Grace Knutson, drives the lane for the J. Then Grace tries to hit a big 3, and does so, right on key. Here comes Dowling's Creighton commit, Ava Zedeker. Nice move, crossover there. She's gonna do it again. Zedeker can do a lot of things. She had 29 points in the opener, and it was all Dowling at halftime. It was a great, actually, third quarter, if we get to it. Grace Knutson drives in, pulls up in transition. She had 8 threes against North. Then she drives in for the jumper. She can take over a basketball game, and did. And then here comes Dowling this time. Again, it's the Muller sisters. Their mom, she won a title at Dowling, and now the freshman Caitlin and the junior Ellie. They combine for some big plays, and then Zedeker again will drive in, the floater, and score. Ellie Olsen had the assist on that play. Muller would have 22 points. Zedeker would be big as well. Dowling wins 59-48 to put themselves in the championship game. And we have a team, a fantastic team again. Laura Leonard is with us again, and Ellie Ruffridge back as well, the former Miss Iowa. We'll hear from both of you in a moment. Let's start with you, Laura. When we look at Dowling, great name, great program tradition. Let's talk about, is it their offense or the defense that would be key tonight?
You know, for them, it's going to be the defense because it has just improved all season long. They're fundamentally sound. They will force you to your offhand, and that's what they really do well, and they get backside help. I asked Coach Meyer, I said, you've been beaten by Johnston twice this season. What do you need to do to win? She made it very simple. We have to score one more point.
Coach Kristen Meyer has won a title before with good players at Nevada. She's got a pretty good player who averages nearly 20 points a game in Ava Zedeker. Is it all on Ava tonight?
No, it's not all on Ava. I mean, she is their leading scorer, and she will find a way to get her points. But if they shut her down, she will become the facilitator, and she has two pretty good players that have really developed and emerged over the course of the season in the Muller sisters. You've got Ellie on the inside, and you've got her sister Katie on the outside, who's already knocked down 8 3-pointers in this tournament.
I love a good sister story. We hear it a lot in the smaller classes. We'll get to it in a little bit. Ellie, you've been on press row a lot this week. You've heard a lot of people talking about this Johnston team, just how good they are. Not even talking about Dowling, but I'm going to guess Coach Ellie found something that's of interest here.
Yeah, statistically speaking, I found a lot of similarities between these two teams. And one is they both shoot 40% from the three-point line. They allow 10 turnovers a game, and they each dish out 16 assists. All right, so they're going to play their type of basketball with Johnston averaging 72 points a game and Dowling averaging 62 points a game. I think it's going to come down to defense.
Johnston in their 5th consecutive title game, Laura Leonard. Their offense is fantastic. There's a good name for it.
Yeah, I'm calling it a 5-headed monster. I don't know if that's what it is or not, but you can't game plan for just one player on this Johnston offense. They've got Tanky on the outside. You got Lewis, who's kind of a double threat. She can put it on the floor. She can shoot it from the outside. Riley is their floor general. Jenkins plays on the inside. Kennett is a good finisher at the rim. They're just tough to stop.
However, Coach Gillick is probably going to say, like every coach is, got to play some defense too.
Well, they do have to play defense, but their defense has let them down at times this season, but it hasn't hurt them. They have been able to come away with a win. But tonight is a night you can't have that defense let you down at all.
And you have to have good athletes, and Johnston has a couple, right, Ellie?
If you look at their roster from top to bottom, they all have very high basketball IQs. We talked about this earlier, but they have 8 different players going to play on at the college level, whether it's basketball or soccer. So Johnston's going to bring their A game tonight.
I'm looking forward to this 5A1. Laura Leonard and BJ Shaven will have that, but we have another game that we are going to talk about, and it is the 3A game. That'll be our second game of the doubleheader tonight. Mount Vernon and Esterville were the setup here. Mount Vernon, they arrived with a record 14 threes against Harlan, and Esterville survived Forest City. Courtney Frank for the Mustangs in their black uniforms, gray trim with the drive by Frank. She gets another layup and drive. And then we have some defense by Esterville. Haley Stokes does it all. She steals it, she drives it, she scores it. Stokes had 44 points in the opener. And then Stokes again drives, this time with the left hand. She would have 15 in this contest. And J.C. Anderson, as the time runs down and the red gets into the backboard there, the buzzer beater to give ELC a 16-point lead at the break. The Mustangs, Coach Nate Sanderson and his squad trying to come back. That's Frank to Chloe Meester. And then Meester reaches up, grabs it, puts it back. But it's just too much Esterville down the stretch. Dunleavy will find Stokes. And now Yeager, Riley Yeager with the left-hand finish. And another assist. Oh, that one might even have been prettier than the other one. Esterville wins. They're in the finals 45-37 over Mount Vernon. They would play the winner of Des Moines Christian and Solon. The Lions, they beat last year's runner-up Benton Community, and the Spartans down Dubuque Waller in the quarters. Des Moines Christian had a tough night shooting. This is only one of 11 shots in that first half as Addie Edgar to Gianna Bennett. And then Edgar drives for the layup. Solon, a lot of players on this Spartan team. Mia Staley gets her own rebound because, you know, good shooters follow their shot. Puts it back. And we're going to have another buzzer beater play. Watch this one. Callie Levine lays it up. Now comes the great buzzer beater. Time winding down. Fade away. Foul. And one. Think she's excited? The future Hawkeye was big in this one. Up 15 at the break. Solon in the second half. Levine dishes to Staley for the layup. And then that time it's Colby Leitz to Staley. Gets the assist on the three. Another one of Levine's 4 assists. This time 3 by Staley. And Levine would get the rebound and a putback for her 9th point. She now has 1,957 career points as Solon is in their first title game since 1998 with a 49-25 win. All right, Laura Leonard and Ellie Ruffridge. Let's start with Solon, shall we? Callie Levine. Watched her for several years here at the tournament. She's not been in this championship game. Hawkeye fans are familiar with her. She's in the shadow of Carver Hawkeye Arena. She had 20 in the opener, 9 in the semis. I know it's easy to say 20 points matters, but does either matter in this for her?
You know, I don't know in this game. I mean, she had the 20 points, she had the 9 points. They won both games. They're playing for a state championship, but they do need her to be productive tonight. They need to have her get her points. If it doesn't happen, she can't force things. She needs to let things come to her. She needs to facilitate and maybe play a little defense to help get that offense started if she's having trouble scoring.
The girls' tournament is like old friends week. You see all these people that you know, Laura, you might see old teammates that coach at the University of Iowa or something and give them a hug in the middle of a game. But there's friends for Callie Levine, too. And I think I would like Anna Quillen and Haley Miller on my team, too.
Oh, absolutely. Anna Quillen just does a fantastic job on the board. She has a nose for the ball, and the ball finds her. She's averaging 12 rebounds a game, and she does a good job of going to the offensive glass. And then Haley Miller, she is that three-point specialist. She will shoot daggers. She will shoot that shot that will put the dagger in and finish off a team.
The easy question, Ellie, is to say what's important for Solon. Is it beef or speed against DLC for beef days? But really, it's about shots for you, right?
That's
108
right.
shots for Solon.
You say 108 shots. In the semifinal game, Solon shot 57 times. And that all comes from their defense. They create so much chaos, and they're looking for those transition points. So watch them getting out in the open floor and looking to run. They average 64 points a game. And that's the best in 3A.
There's a reason they're in the title game when you score that many points. All right, Laura, let's talk about a transition to ELC. Last year, they lose as the 1 seed to the 8 seed, Vinton Shellsburg. Little bit of a motivation. If you're coach Don Martindale, do you blow things up? Did they?
They did, and they have a mantra that they're going by. So it's TNT, and that's toughness, no excuses or regrets, and together. And that's what they've done all season long, is play together, and they put behind them that loss from a season ago. But you're right, that loss has stuck with them all season long.
Haley Stokes, Ellie, had 44 points. That's a pretty good performance, isn't it?
44 is good, Paul, but 48 is better.
Oh, do you know something about 48 points? Maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah.
With Haley Stokes, she's an incredible player. She's able to get to the basket, knock down the three, but she's able to also facilitate the ball. She leads Class 3A in scoring, but also in assists. So maybe this game is a game where she can get her teammates involved.
We're getting our teammate Laura involved with this question about experience. At Fort Dodge, we saw ELC almost in the title game. They lose in the semis. Softball's important to this squad as well.
No, it really is. You say they finished 3rd in the state tournament a year ago. All their starters were on that softball team. So they have that experience of being in a state tournament experience up in Fort Dodge right here. So that will carry over into this game. I think that experience will help calm them coming into this ball game.
All right, so Ellie, you know how I like to ask ridiculous questions. Laura and I were having conversations with ELC about movies, and this ELC team loves to watch movies. Did you ever have a movie that you would like to watch to get you pumped up before a game?
Hoosiers.
I'm sorry to say that nobody on the ELC team knew what Hoosiers was. That or Rocky.
I cannot believe that they have not seen those two movies. Those are the greatest films.
Two great sports films. If you had to pick a movie real quick, Laura, for ELC, what would it be?
I'd go with Hoosiers.
There you go. All right, let's thank you very much, Ellie Ruffridge and Lauren Leonard. Let's go down to the court now, and let's see the performance from the All-Iowa Dance Team.
Iowa dancers will now perform a patriotic finale featuring all the state flags of our great nation. Please stand as we honor America, our military, and their families. Presenting tonight's colors, our women soldiers from the Iowa Army National Guard. The anthem will be sung by Lily Waterman, a junior from Western Dubuque.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the rampart were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Lily Waterman from Western Dubuque and the All-Iowa Honor Dance Team.
Excellent show as always as we begin 2 nights of pageantry, and we are going to be right back with a doubleheader of championship girls high school basketball. We're going to have Class 5A, and then we'll have 3A coming up next here on Statewide Iowa PBS.